Welcome to the Pin Down. I'm Chris Hazelton. February 1st, Too Strong for You brings another great event to Burton, Michigan. This will be a little different than the normal Too Strong for You show. Jerry Bell and crew bring to you Club Warz 8, United States versus Canada. 12 huge super matches with a tournament to follow. Let's get into the matches for the show. Mady Gagnier versus Kimberly Wood in a best-of-5 left-handed match. Pulling for 2 years and training with Team London coached by Baarbe and Crazy George. Maddie got introduced into arm wrestling in January of 2023 through her fiance and haven't looked back. Arm wrestling has taken over her life. 2 months into training, she went gold left and right-handed in her first tournament. Also in 2023, she took second place in the provincials, both arms in the 176-pound class. Gagnier has competed in over 18 tournaments, amassing 5 golds, 5 silvers, and 6 bronze. Maddie says she learns a lesson every time she loses a match. Her team motivates her. She says her 2 coaches are the best role models she could ever ask for, both world champions and now the best teachers who push her towards being better and stronger every day. The women in the sport give her motivation, and seeing them show up and try their absolute hardest makes her so proud, states Gagnier. They're tough as nails. The sport itself is what got her hooked. She absolutely loves it. The action, the atmosphere, the absolute drive that arm wrestlers have. It's incredible. Josh Rodrigues versus Walter Hartman both put their arms on the table in a best-of-5 left-handed match. We will discuss Rodrigues later on in the show because he has another match coming up against Kristofferson. So let's get right to Hartman. Sitting at the top of the ranks in the 198-pound left-handed division, Walter has been pulling on and off for about 12 years. Born and raised in Louisiana, he's a Cajun boy that used to be a shrimper, but now he fishes crabs half the year. He's been in Michigan about 9 years. Jeff Radford versus Maxim Ohorodnik go one-on-one in the best-of-5 left-handed match. Ohorodnik, a former Ukrainian National Champion, but now resides in Michigan, will be coming down from 265 pounds to 242 to face Radford. Radford is part of the Picton Armwrestling Club, where in 2022 he obtained the right-handed provincial championship in the 220-pound class, the right-handed Ottawa Open champ at 240 pounds, second place left-handed in the Ottawa Open at 240 pounds, and in 2024 he went 2-0 in major arm wrestling championship promotion with a win with the left and right hand. Jeff plays rugby, and during COVID he wasn't able to play, so we found something else to do. Devin Laird was coming home to Picton. He had seen some of his videos, so we decided to go out and meet him and give the sport a try. Canada's Nathan Leland versus the USA's Austin Lance in a best-of-5 left-handed match. Making his way from Picton Armwrestling Club, Leland is currently ranked 6th left-handed in Ontario as a super heavyweight. He plays second at the 2024 Ontario Provincial Championships in the Masters Division and 7th at the Canadian Nationals in the Masters Division. Nathan is a First Nations police officer and broke his right arm in the line of duty in 2022 and is focused on his left while the right healed. In December of 2024, he became the first MAC First Nationals right arm super heavyweight champion. Lance is fresh off a 3-1 super match win over a very fast and strong David Cox. Austin is climbing the ranks in Michigan left-hand division as he gets stronger in every appearance. At 30 years of age, we have yet to see him hit his peak. This year, his plan will be going for the #1 right-handed super spot. Then shortly after that, Lance plans to drop to 242 pounds and go for the #1 right-hand spot there as well. If he wins both hands, he said he will defend both classes. Curtis Kelly versus Zane Gading compete in a left-handed matchup. Gading is still a rookie to the sport with just 2 events under his belt, taking first place on his first tournament out, but taking a loss on his next appearance against #2 ranked 242-pounder John Isola Jr. in a super match. A lot to ask from a rookie, but Zane is no stranger to challenges as he comes from a powerlifting background. He looks to bring that power to the arm wrestling table to face Trenton, Ontario native Curtis Kelly. Canada's Jenny Radford is set to match up with the United States' Kelly Bills in the best-of-5 right-handed match in the women's division. Radford started her arm wrestling journey at the age of 42 in 2008 as an active member of the Memorial Arm Wrestling Team, where she practices as well as competes. She quickly became passionate after winning her first amateur tournament. She achieved her first provincial title in 2017 in the open class and excelled in the masters class, securing first place in both left and right arms. In 2022, followed by second place right and third place left in the 2024 Masters, her competitive spirit led her to her first national championship event in 2016, where she placed third with both arms and continued to perform in subsequent years. Radford's biggest win was a third place right-handed at Michigan State in 2023, as well as joining the group of Ontario pullers to win 5 provincial championships in 2024. Jenny has dropped some weight and is eager to see how she performs in the lower weight class. Radford has also competed in the King Kong grip competition. Speaking of King Kong, her opponent, Kelly Bills, has already collected a sought-after gorilla in the arm wrestling world, adding a bronze, silver, and gold gorilla to her collection. Bills arm wrestles with her husband Darren and their 3 teenagers on Team Hit Squad. They practice at Too Strong for You in Burton, Michigan. Kelly holds both left and right-handed Club Warz titles, as well as recently acquiring the OGP Women's Right-Handed Championship in a round robin where she went undefeated. Can 57-year-old Radford's table knowledge outshine Bill's 3 years of experience? We find out on February 1st. Canada's William Gray goes up against the U.S.'s Brandon Warren in the best-of-5 right-handed match in the 198-pound class. With almost 3 years of experience, Warren is looking to bring up the winning average in supermatches against Gray. William the Animal Gray will be cutting down from 215 to face Brandon at 198 pounds. Gray currently works on a dairy farm when he's not training with Team London. William has a history of working physical labor jobs, including breaking, parging, and tile setting for a municipal drainage company. He started training in September of 2022 after a co-worker, now teammate, introduced him to the sport. Gray has been non-stop training and competing all across Ontario and Michigan ever since. With just over 2 years of experience, he has competed in 18 tournaments, placing in 8 of them, and is currently 1-0 in super matches. His top performances through these showings will be placing 4th left-handed at Michigan State Arm Wrestling Championship in the 198-pound class, and placing 3rd left-handed at the Ontario Provincials in the 198-pound pro class, both in this past year. Though his right arm has fallen short of the podium more than his left, he did manage to get a pin on the right arm of the number 7 ranked 198-pound puller in Ontario at a 12-man round robin just over a year into the sport. Most of Gray's success over these few years have come through his left arm, mainly due to an elbow injury on the right, taking him out of competition since November of 2023. However, now with an injury on the left elbow, he hopes to find even more success on his right, starting with this super match. William has the honor and privilege of training with Team London, which is run by Crazy George and Rick Baarbe, 2 legends of the sport in both Canada and the States. He states there is no better group of strongmen and women he'd rather train with and compete with. This also includes his loving and supportive fiancée, who's also a ferocious competitor in this sport, and it's amazing to be able to train with her, but also compete alongside her and grow in this sport. He is proudly sponsored by Hate Me, a Canadian clothing company run by Rob Archer, just over a year into the sport. Rob and the other athletes of Hate Me have shown him nothing but support and love in his journey, and he is proud to be representing this incredible company in his match. You can go to hateme.ca for more info on this company, the athletes, and the merch. Canada's Bryce Zachariah will face the United States' Jacob Brandow in the best-of-5 right-handed match. Brandow's dad used to arm wrestle when he was younger, and he went down the arm wrestling hole when he deployed. When he got home, he entered his first tournament at the Muskegon Bike Time, taking his 2nd and 3rd. Since then, he hasn't looked back. In his 3 short years in the sport, he has taken 2nd at Michigan State twice and holds 3 of the 4 belts in Michigan. Bryce is getting into his 2nd year arm wrestling. So far, he's managed to get in the top 10 spot in Ontario's 198-pound division. Canada's Mike Hellboy Mendy was originally facing USA's Kyler Councilman in the best-of-5 right-handed match, but due to an injury, Tim Feliciano is taking Councilman's place. Mike Mendy is a 2-time provincial Super Masters champion, as well as a 2024 Nationals Masters silver medalist. With 8 years of pulling under his belt, Mendy currently resides in Tillensburg, Ontario. Getting a win on Earl Wilson earlier in 2024 was a big accomplishment for Mendy. Mike also trains with the legendary Crazy George. Feliciano is a state champion, and his business, All Catalytic Converters, is a proud sponsor for Too Strong for You Club and Club Warz. Canada's Matthew Hamlin versus the United States' own Manny Ironman Ferriulo battled out in the best-of-5 right-handed match at 176 pounds. With 3 years of competition to his credit, Hamlin is sitting at number 2 in Canada right hand and number 6 with his left. Matthew currently works as a maintenance tech for a U.S.-based company, Atlantic Power. As a kid, Hamlin used to arm wrestle with his brother, but only pulled once a year at a local tournament. Once COVID hit and not much else to do, he started training with one of the local guys who's been in the sport for 25 years and told him he needed to pull competitively. After a month of training, Matthew and his training partner hit up first tournament, which was the Ontario Provincials, and placed fourth in both arms out of 20 guys, and has been loving it ever since. Hamlin tries to keep his weight in check as he's been trying to stay with the 176-pound class. Manny is back on the table after reclaiming his 176-pound Club Warz right-handed championship at the last Club Warz show. Manny is sitting at the top of the heap in the 176-pound right-handed class in Michigan. Fun fact, if you break down Manny's last name, Farah means iron and Ulo means man of, hence man of iron, but Iron Man has a better ring to it. We have Josh Rodrigues versus Joseph Kristofferson. Coming from Marshall, Michigan, Kristofferson works as an industrial construction superintendent. Joseph, looking to get motivated and back to the best version of himself, is looking to get back to the top. Josh Rodrigues has put 4 years of arm wrestling to good use, training with Team London in Ontario with his coaches Crazy George and Rick Baarbe. Rodrigues instantly fell in love with the sport and got good pretty quickly. His goals are set high and wants to take the hard matches, win or lose. He credits Crazy George with helping him becoming a good arm wrestler as well as being super motivating. Rick Baarbe locks horns with Rodney Sellers in the best-of-5 right-handed match. Canada's 66-year-old Rick Baarbe has been pulling for 45 years, a dominant heavyweight in the 1980s, a two-time WAF World Champion, and multiple provincial titles, as well as three-time WPAA National Champion. Baarbe has also claimed multiple gold at Ohio State. Going into the 2024 Michigan State Masters right-handed finals with one loss apiece, Rick was able to stop me from bringing home first place that day, as his holding power was my undoing. Rod Sellers making his way from Greenville, Michigan, holder of 6 national titles, 45 state championship titles, and the first Michigan Arms 198-pound belt, is no stranger to the table. He's organized and been part of over 222 tournaments since 1986. Sellers was inducted in the Arm Wrestling Hall of Fame in 2023 and founder of No Wimps Arm Wrestling. After these 12 great super matches, a tournament will follow. The super matches start at 11 a.m. The tournament starts at 1 p.m. 4370 South Bellisay Road in Burton, Michigan is a place to be on February 1st. For more information, look for Too Strong for You on Facebook. I would once again like to thank those that support the Chris Hazelton Arm Wrestling page, as well as episodes of The Pin Down, Snap Fitness in Coopersville, Ionia, and Grand Rapids. Coopersville is my home gym, and that's where you can find me when I'm not on the table. Gripzilla, find them online at gripzilla.co. I use their arm wrestling training handles every time I'm at the gym. Be on the lookout soon, reviewing the Gripzilla Tornado, a small but powerful tool for boosting your grip, wrist, and forearm strength. Johnny Ortiz, better known as Johnny O, a Marine veteran. If you're looking for an announcer for your next event, find Johnny O on Facebook. I'm Chris Hazelton. Thank you again for watching another episode of The Pin Down. And if you could also like, share, and subscribe to this video, I would appreciate it very much, as I do this out of the kindness of my heart. See you guys later.